Hi, it's Marielle again here from Lady Savant Society. Welcome back to another month and module at the Lady Savant School. I'm so excited because we actually have Lauren Vanessa Zink, as in the medal, here with us today. She is the founder and creator of Tiny Happy Empire, and she helps brave entrepreneurs make money with their words. And so excited to have you here because she has a great story about how she actually started her journey in entrepreneurship, as well as some tips for us that we're gonna share with you guys, or that she's gonna share with us in another episode about how to make money with our words and how to find our own voice, because I know it can take years to do that. Trust me, I've done every single type of maybe I should say it this way or say it that way. But you're the expert. I'm really excited to hear you. It's also going to teach us a little bit about how to use Facebook groups to grow your business, because she actually has a Facebook group called Brave Entrepreneurs where she's got over 3,000 very engaged people. So I'm really excited to hear the story. So thank you, Lauren, for being here with us today. Really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Love it. So tell us a little bit about your story. How you got started?
Oh yeah. So I'm one of those people that comes from the corporate background. So often you hear entrepreneurs, they're like, oh, well, I always knew that I could never work for anybody else. And I was like selling coffee when I was 5, and you hear these amazing stories that you're like, wow. But I grew up in Wisconsin and I didn't know any entrepreneurs, like small Midwestern town. Everybody kind of had like the teacher, the nurse type of job, the banker type of job. And so I entered into the corporate world thinking that was like the only option. And so I was in there for, 8 years or something. And I just felt every day like it was not for me. And at first I tried switching jobs and switching cities. So I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Brooklyn, New York. I tried, working at ad agencies and consumer reports and travel agencies and all of these different types of places. And I just came to realize eventually that I was never going to be happy unless I could figure out how to work for myself. And so, I started a side gig. I was teaching English in Korea, and on the side, I was editing entrepreneurs' ebooks. And believe it or not, I was on Fiverr. So I was making like $5 to edit somebody's ebook.
Wow.
I know. And what I didn't realize when I picked that particular niche was that I was going to be working with a lot of entrepreneurs. I would always followed people like Marie Forleo and Ramit Sethi, and they always say that you need to pick something really specific and do that. Mm-hmm. And so editing ebooks, I didn't realize I was actually taking the baby steps into the online marketing world, because so often ebooks are people's like opt-ins and things like that. And so I was getting introduced to all of these amazing people, and they started to ask me to write website copy for them. And so I was writing homepages and blogs and things like that, and falling totally in love with it and actually making an income at it. And I was like, oh, this is it, And then I made the conscious choice that I was going to commit to doing this, and that I was never going to work in an office ever again. And so I wasn't making, like $10,000 a month or anything crazy. I was making like $1,000 a month doing this. But I knew that if I kept a corporate job, that I would always use that as a crutch. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not really go for it. And so I made the conscious decision to let go of the job and to do it full time, and to learn everything that you have to learn to run a business. And that's when it really started to take off.
So how long did it take transitioning from corporate to, that's a big leap to take, right? Yeah. And a big, so how did you do that? Did you slowly do it, or you just said, you know what, I'm going to go after it. I'm going to do it cold turkey?
I had been doing like side gig editing and writing for about 2 months when I made the decision to switch. So not that long. But it just felt right as far as the timing goes. So I quit the cold turkey, like essentially kind of cold turkey, right after 2 months, and knew that I didn't have the online marketing skills to really make the business that successful at that point. And so I think when you know that, you there's no other choice but to take action, right? And so I signed up for things like Ramit Sethi's Earn 1K on the side, and I took B School with Marie Forleo, and I took like a money manifesting course, and I just filled in my knowledge gaps about the things that I didn't know how to do. I was great at writing, I was great at editing, but the thing about marketing yourself online is you can be really great at what you do, but if nobody knows that you're there and you don't know how to grow your business and grow your list, you're kind of always going to stay a little bit plateaued, a little bit stagnant. And so I recognized that and just really took the time and the money to like invest back in my business. And that I still do that now. It's been 2.5 years later, and I still recognize that there are places where you're always going to be learning and you're always going to be developing. And really investing myself has played probably the biggest role in my business growing.
Awesome. What do you think are some of your biggest challenges that you experienced in that transition?
I think being an online entrepreneur, especially in a service-based industry, so doing a lot of writing, it tends to be kind of ebb and flow, feast or famine, especially in the beginning. And so I would have really big months, and then the month after, I'd be so burned out from the amount of work that I was doing that it was really hard to be consistent with the marketing and things like that. And so the next month would be really slow, and that causes, panic and anxiety. And so we really had to learn to be consciously like booking in new clients and booking in discovery calls and staying on top of that marketing stuff so that those ebbs and flows don't happen. So that's been a huge challenge so far, is the ups and downs. Mm-hmm. I would say also, and this is one I wasn't really expecting, this sort of isolation that comes from working on a laptop and working from your house all day. It can make you weird. It can make you like a little bit loony, right? And it can make you really pretty like lonely. So having to consciously choose to go to coffee shops or like entrepreneurship meetup groups, or, even going out for like coffee with friends or something, that has been hard. And the other thing too is like being in a community where there aren't a lot of entrepreneurs, sometimes people don't really get you. And they don't really understand like the freelancing aspect of it or working for yourself. There are people who love to have the steady job. And so making sure that you really surround yourself with a community of people who get you, which is one of the reasons that I started a Facebook group, which we'll talk about later. But being in the online space can be really, really great for that, because suddenly you're like, oh my God, there are people out in the world who like understand
oh my God,
why I'm doing this. Yeah.
And sure you know what? It's funny that you say that, because when Brandon and I, my business partner and I, she's my BFF, and she used to live, a couple doors down. It was so incredibly lonely, and which is why we actually launched Lady Savant Society. But it's really important, I think, to be surrounded by people that have great energy and have great goals, because it rubs off, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay. I am really, really excited because you have some amazing information that you're going to share with us today. And I think that that you were very brave yourself to just quit cold turkey. So that's super admirable, and it's very inspiring to others, because you know what, there's so many people out there that are still in that transition phase, and sometimes you just get paralyzed by fear. And you know what, there's always, I really believe in what you said about always reinventing yourself and investing in yourself and investing in that knowledge. It's such an important part of the process of growth. So it seems like you did it awesome, Lauren. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right. So thanks so much for listening in. In our next video, we're actually going to hear how to find our voice, because that's not easy, like I said. So Lauren's got some tricks up her sleeve that she's going to share with us. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, everybody.